We're in the brand new Lexus RZ450e. It comes in a little over $67,000 in this luxury build. We got a lot to go over with Lexus's first fully battery electric vehicle. So let's pop the hood and let's talk about the powertrain. On the camera today is Chris Brower from The Winding Road, The Topher, The Daily Motor, etc.
Many channels.
We don't actually have a hood struts here.
No, you've got to.
Which I can't believe I didn't notice earlier. This is the most un-Lexus thing about this vehicle.
You know what though? So I have an 03 Lexus IS300 and it's got the same style hood prop.
It's probably the same one.
It's probably the same
assembly line.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so under the hood, we have a 150 kilowatt front motor. So this is, of course, all-wheel drive, standard. In the rear, you have an 80 kilowatt motor that we see on like the BZ4X all-wheel drive. So total horsepower in American units is 308 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. It doesn't sound that much in the era of electrification, but if you want to think about it in terms of, that's a pretty German Shepherd. Do you want to get him on camera? Anyways,
if we can see him.
That's a pretty dog. If you want to think about it in like Lexus terms, it's essentially dropping the 4.6 liter V8 from the Lexus GX460 and putting it in this small compact crossover. In terms of dimensions, it's kind of like an RX and an NX, somewhere in between there. It's a little bit lower than them. Also the battery. Well, I guess we can come around to like the charging port here. The battery here is the same battery we have on it's on the charging ports on the other side. It's the other side. The e-tron has them on both sides. I had an e-tron last week. The battery is 71.4 kilowatt hours. It can do DC fast charging 150 kilowatts, just like the BZ4X, for example. If you plug it in at a level 2 overnight, it can charge up to about 9 hours from 0 to 80%. Range. With these 20-inch wheels, the range is about 196 miles. And if you get the small wheels with the fatter tires, it's going to give to you about 220 miles of range. So let's talk about the exterior design at this point. Oh, this dog's coming.
Oh.
Is he?
Okay.
Hi, Bobby. Okay. He's, I'm going to smell like wet dog now.
Oh. Okay. Okay, bye.
What a cute German Shepherd.
Oh.
There he goes. That's the friendliest German Shepherd I've ever met. Usually they're pretty serious.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about what we have going up front here. Well, where's the spindle grille? It's incorporated into the body. This is the spindle body. Well, and this particular model has a two-tone. I made sure we got the two-tone because it accentuates this design language for Lexus. I think it looks a little bit better without the two-tone paint options. And just like the Toyota Crown, I like how they're going for the fences with the design, trying something a little bit out of the ordinary with the two-tone. Now, this isn't the only color you can get on the RZ. And what do I mean by that? Well, the rest of the colors are black, silver, gray. This is the new color called Ether. In other markets, they get the copper crest color that you have on the RX. We don't get that here. Now, every single model also has a glossy paint match fender overarches or wheel arches, whatever you want to call them. This has the optional 20-inch wheels. These are the best looking wheels you can get on the RZ. You can only get them on the luxury grade. On the premium grade, you can get the 20s, but they're kind of the machine finished two-tone setup that we have going on. Now, coming from the side, 112-inch wheelbase. It's the same wheelbase as the BZ4X. It's the same wheelbase we see in the Lexus RX, the new RX, for example. It's the golden ratio that you see on like the LX600 and all Land Cruisers as well. So nice long wheelbase for a compact vehicle, and you'll see on the inside that it does open things up on the inside. Now, coming around to the back, you mentioned earlier that it kind of reminds you of Aston Martin DBX. It's not a bad comparison. What do those things go for? Like
250 grand.
250?
200 grand.
Yeah. So every single Lexus RZ, at least at launch, is the 450e with the direct 4 all-wheel drive, which I mentioned has the 308 horsepower. So you have the unique badge here. There's no F-Sport trim, which Lexus is putting an F-Sport on an LX. I don't know why they didn't bring F-Sport here. Typically you see an F-Sport badge on the back or on the side of the vehicle, but we don't have that. What are your thoughts on that?
They kind of teased it in the way that you mentioned these black fender arch, whatever things earlier, and they said that body colored ones are coming.
They said they're coming.
So that kind of makes me think that there will also be an F-Sport trim as well.
Give it F-Sport performance, put 150 kilowatts on each axle. That'll give us 400 horsepower.
Yeah.
And now we're talking. All right, so Lexus, I know you're listening. make it happen. I do really like the Lexus lettering here.
Yeah, that's kind of a new thing that they've been doing since the new NX.
Right, the new NX, the new LX have it, the RX has it. You know, you could see like a Lexus badge kind of being put there, but it looks great. We have the light bar that goes across the back, kind of like all the Lexuses, but I almost get more vibes of the new Prius, which is not a bad thing with this light bar.
Not at all.
We also have these unique fins here, these Vortex emulators, Vortex. Oh gosh, I'll look it up. I'll put it, yeah. What Lexus was saying is that it helps smooth out the experience, makes it more aerodynamic. Speaking of aerodynamics, 0.29 coefficient of drag. It is the slipperiest Lexus on the market, and maybe ever. Maybe the CT or something could have been slightly more efficient back in the day. So they said this gives you the stability as a full spoiler, but it's not going to catch any cross breezes and create lift or anything like that. I think it looks cool. I don't see, other than the BZ4X, the BZ4X, I think it has fatter ones. These are definitely pointed. They look like teeth on the back. So let's get in the cargo capacity since we're back here. And I believe it's around 23 cubic feet. And one of the cool things is if you have stuff here, you can press this lock button before you get your hands full. I got my hands full. I walk away, assuming I have the key on me, which I don't. It will close, and yeah, you're off to the races, and you don't have to worry about touching the button. All right, underneath here, massive additional storage. I didn't know this was actually under here, so this is great to see. This is your level 1. It comes standard with the vehicle. I think it takes like 50 hours to charge it from like 0 to 80 on a level 1. It's an emergency situation pretty much. There's also more additional storage as I lift up this piece here. And what Lexus was saying is that this thing folds in half. It fits in here. And also if you get the optional sunroof covers, because there's no sunroof shade in there, if you get those optional ones, they fit in here very naturally as well. It's like they have a space for it. And we just threw our bags in here. There's plenty of space. Of course, these seats will fold down, kind of that standard crossover functionality. But let's go ahead and get in the back seat now and talk about what we have going on. The seats in this luxury grade, they're all super suede, ultra suede. I don't know what the exact term is for it. Ultra suede, yeah. Ultra suede. So they're using ultra suede in here. Super comfortable, very soft to the touch. It definitely feels premium. We also have rear vents back here. Been using this USB-C to charge the camera. I believe there are 5 USBs in here. There are 3 more up front, 2 back here. You also have heated outboard seats on this luxury trim. You also have additional 12 volt back here for more power if you need it. Matte pockets on back of each seat is really, really soft. You also have that nice suede on the back of the seat as well. Now the door material, that door slam sounds great, by the way. Soft touch up top, and we have that suede insert here, stitching around the bottom, and we have the digital latch here that debuted on the new NX as well. And as we look up, this sunroof does look pretty big, and we have a ton of headroom back here. So even though it has a very sloping and aggressive roof line to get that, you know, low coefficient of drag, high efficiency, we still have that headroom back here. Yeah, I feel nice and roomy. A lot of room. Yeah. Now, while we're talking about it, this has the dynamic sky sunroof. We first saw it on the Toyota Venza, I think. They call it the Stargazer roof, but there's a little button here, and it completely like dims the like I can look at the sun. Can you see the sun? It's like a red. It's blood red. It's quite beautiful, to be honest. But yeah, like when you turn the car off, it defaults to this mode, and when you press this button, it runs an electric current through the panes, and these little things on the inside align so you can see out of it. And it is tinted naturally, but there is no cover here. So those are, I think that's an option. Like on the BZ4X, for example, as well as here, where you can get an additional cover to sit on the inside here. Because this Stargazer roof is an option, it's not standard on the luxury, it's an option only on the luxury, like these 20-inch wheels that we showed you earlier. The materials on the door are the same in the front as they are in the back. This steering wheel, so it feels different than any other Lexus steering wheel I've ever touched. And the reason is Lexus is not using any wood, and they're not using any leather in here. It's strange at first, but it's not strange in a bad way. In fact, like this might be the softest, best feeling Lexus steering wheel I've ever felt. More materials. This is a super soft Nice material here. You see that Mark Lev in the corner. Mark Levinson is standard on the luxury. All right, so if you get the premium, you can't get the 12 speakers and over 1,000 watts of power. Now, you mentioned that the bass sound systems typically sound pretty good in Lexuses, right? Like,
yeah, and the bass system in the premium in this car is pretty dang good.
It sounds pretty good, yeah. No wood here, but we have this material here. It's Japanese inspired. I don't know the Japanese word for it, but if I find that, I'll put it up there for you guys. This is exclusive to the luxury grade. A couple cup holders here. And we also have your wireless charger up here. You have parking assist, 360 camera. We'll go ahead and do that. It'll do its little dance, but the best way to just get the 360 camera is this. Now, if you listen, we got a backup beep on here. So I don't know if that would be a driving impression, but you guys can put down below what you think of this backup beep. Don't know if it's defeatable or not, so I'm just gonna put it in park. But the 360 camera on here is fine. 14-inch screen is standard here. This is the same screen we have on, let's say, the Lexus RX, NX. And I like the big rotary dial knobs here. They have a nice resistance to them, nice resistance on the volume knob as well. Climate control, most of your things are right up here. Now, this is a button that has never been seen in a Lexus before. So we have radiant heating on the Lexus RZ, which is similar to what we saw on the BZ4X. So we've seen it before. You have this little infrared lamp essentially that is showering super hot rays of goodness to your legs, but you can also use it to heat up your hands because it gets warmer actually than the heated steering wheel. You also have it on the passenger end as well, and yours is much bigger. It takes up the whole area. Mine is just like the steering column here.
I've got two spots.
Two spots of it. And it's never going to burn you. Lexus is able to reduce the temperature. It can sense when you're touching it, which I thought was pretty crazy. And it allows you to not use the fans and the traditional climate control in here as much, which will help increase your range, of course. Now, behind the steering wheel, we have a 7-inch MID. This thing looks like it's, 5 years old already. We've seen it in a lot of other vehicles. There's no 12-inch screen in here, for example, like you see on the new Highlander or the new RAV4 is an option. So we have a small 7-inch screen back there. The quality is average. It's not that high resolution compared to this screen. We also have a massive head-up display on here, customizable with these buttons on the steering wheel, just like we saw on the new NX and RX. So that's carried over here as well. We also have the proactive driving assistant feature here. So this little sensor here will look at my eyeballs. So it can slow down the car when you're in traffic. It also has traffic jam assist. It has front cross traffic alert, lane change assist, etc. on this vehicle. Lexus specific.
What do you want to do?
If you say Lexus, you trigger the word. So I got to be careful with what I say. LEX really put a lot of attention on the rotary dial for the shift knob here. You push down and you twist to go and drive. Simple as that. You push to go in neutral and you push and go left for R and P for park. It's super simple. I think I actually like it better than their hybrids where you kind of move the stock around. This is very simple to use, very intuitive. They also brought a lot of attention to the knurling. This reminds me of like a dumbbell, but it's not going to tear your hands up. This is plastic, but it's that similar grippy surface that you see on a dumbbell or a barbell. With the radiant knee heaters, we don't have a glove box, just like the BZ4X. So what is that doing for the cargo situation? Well, Lexus kept saying underneath here, actually, can you believe this is also that ultra suede material down here? So Lexus doing the things in the shadows.
That's gonna get sticky from things.
Well, don't put sticky things down there. You'll be fine. So you have that, and then here you can open this up both ways, so you can see the additional cargo capacity in here. This is felt lined, not Alcantara or ultra suede lined.
What is this?
That's a tracker, so if we drive off with the car, they will find us. And there, what is this? Is this for coins or something? We also have the little felt line here for maybe a stick of gum. What are the, Pez dispenser? I don't know.
What do Lexus people like? Probably gum.
This looks like a gum slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you see it better from this angle? Gum slot? I'll see you guys in the comments what you think this is for. Now I mentioned the steering wheel. I guess I can mention the paddle shifters. You have different modes of regen here. You do not have one pedal driving, but I guess it's an additional level of interaction you can have with your battery electric vehicle. A lot of modern cars forego the sunglasses holder. This is lined with felt, and if we look at this material here, this is actually pretty soft here. I was in the e-tron last week, and it had a rougher headliner. Now, some of its competitors will have like a suede headliner, which is obviously superior to this. But to be honest, I'm happy with this. It's adequate. We also have a little LED light here for your vanity mirror. In the future, Lexus will be bringing a steering yoke, or what do they call it? Drive-by wire.
You might have to bleep that word.
Why, did you get zapped for saying it earlier or something?
Someone was very upset when someone else said it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's literally what it is.
I
But
know,
anyways, in the future, they'll have a drive-by-wire system. It will have a cost as well. So that's something that surprised me. I thought it'd just be like a no-cost option because it is so radical. But we're going to find out today because we haven't driven it yet, but we'll find out today how it compares to the old school steering wheel. Also, we do not have a digital rear view mirror in here.
The premium had one.
The premium
had one, yeah.
That is an optional feature, I guess, on premium and luxury. It is not standard. Now, it is auto dimming, and you do have, you know, your garage door openers here, but just keep that in mind. Digital rear view mirror, not standard, even on the luxury grade. But that's all I have to share with you guys today. Definitely come back March 13th, 7 a.m. Eastern time. Did I get the embargo right? Is that right?
7 a.m. Eastern, yep.
Okay, come back then and we'll be able to share all our driving impressions with the new Lexus RZ. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.